Right, so I want to walk you through some of the benefits of working with agents from Commission Crowd. So fundamentally, of course, from a financial and capital allocation and salary perspective, there's less risk. You're not paying these guys a salary. So as your business perhaps expands or contracts, their ultimately returns will peak and trough in accordance with the heartbeat or the pulse of the business. So that means that you have less financial risk ultimately. So if we go into a period of recession, or if we go into a period of a boom, your actual returns will be as elastic as their income. So you have less financial exposure, of course. That's one huge benefit of working with a commission-only sales rep. The second actual huge benefit of working with a commission-only sales rep, especially with the experienced guys, that they've got their own network. They've got their own contacts. So if you truly do have a product or a service that's high ticket enough, as well as compelling enough to make them want to work with you, alongside to them to believe, him or her to believe in your product, then they definitely will start hitting up their contacts as well as their network. For the most part, you probably won't need the services or have the volume of leads potentially for a commission-only sales rep to work full-time, depending upon the structure that you finally arrange. Okay, there are different structures that I've seen, but fundamentally what that does mean, and it's to your advantage, you may find that you've got reps that are working across one or two different clients, and they may start to cross-sell the actual products where they are complementary, of course, and not competitive. So the advantage, and a practical example of that, is that Pearl Lemon, we do SEO and we do B2B lead generation, appointment setting with high ticket business owners as well as decision makers. But we don't do, as an example, we don't do social media management, we don't do PPC. So that means that sometimes we have had sales reps who say, you know what, I'm also working with a PPC company that don't do SEO. And you're an SEO company that doesn't do PPC. You marry that together and you can then begin to generate an influx of actual new leads. So that's the second big advantage of working with actual agents. The third big advantage is ultimately their experience. Okay, so you can get a faster route to market, because ordinarily you wouldn't be able to perhaps afford that person on a salary with their 15 years, their 5 years, their 2 years of really powerful commercial experience, and you get to ultimately recruit and retain their services on this commission-only basis once you supply those leads. So you get ultimately the depth and breadth of their experience, and therefore that gives you a much faster route to market effectively, because you'll have someone who potentially, in our case, we've worked with sales reps, and you can work with sales reps who've already got a background in selling digital marketing products, right? Digital marketing is, something that's, of course, it's booming. And therefore, it means that you can quite easily come across someone who said, you know what, Deepak, you know what, Frank, I've actually already sold SEO services before. I've actually already done some of my own SEO, so I'm really comfortable with SEO as a product. So I'd absolutely love to sell your product because it looks fantastic. I've seen the results in case studies, and I have it on good faith based upon the data that I've seen that you probably do deliver. So I'm going to start hitting up some of my contacts based upon my experience reaching out to people who weren't ready at that time, who told me to come back in Q4. And I'm going to say, look, I'm with a new firm now. This is what's going on. I'm really impressed with their range of products. I'd love for us to have a discussion with one of our sales team or with Deepak as to how we might be able to help you. So if you start to put all of those things together, there are significant benefits to working with agents. So get on Commission Crowd and hire a commission-only sales agent. Catch you in the next video.